Hey guys, Chris here. Getting back at it. I've been away for a couple weeks here. We've had to take care of some rental property in upstate New York. I got a tenant that's not handling his business, if you know what I mean. Kind of stressful, but I'm finally getting back at it. I started throwing some rock work in here. I decided that I'm going to take out my bridge. Obviously, it's here on the floor, drying back out. I decided that I'm going to put these little frag plug holders. You can see the frag plug in that one. But I'm going to put these holders on there so that I can take my frags out and dip them and be able to do things without them being glued to the rocks. So I do want to glue my rock in a little bit better, but all of these rocks are glued together. I use some hydraulic cement. I saw that was okay from a few forums, so we're going to give it a try and hopefully everything leaches out before we get anything in here. So that's not really what I wanted to talk about today, or the lights, but we have the current orbits. I don't think they're going to do the justice for the SPS, so we are going to bring the Radeon XR15 with the reef brights down, and we are going to put that in the center. So hopefully that is enough to light it up for now until we hit the lottery, and then we can get some XR30s. So what I wanted to talk about today is we got our reef mat roller. Kind of a pain to set up a little bit, but I had to switch the motor unit to this side from this side. Not too hard, pretty plug and play. The tricky part is making sure you get the reef mat rolled all the way through it, and then connecting it to your phone is probably the more complicated part, but it all fits together pretty simple. I kind of like this idea because it allows you to be hands-off on filter changes and all that nonsense, and your phone will get a warning when the reef mat is pretty much out of the roller mat. So we got the reef mat hooked up. I want to get the sand, I think, that filtered down into the basement here cleaned out. Stupid mistake. You should probably rinse your sand. I wasn't really sure because it was the live sand. I didn't want to wash away any good bacteria or anything, so I just dumped it in. But I guess you gotta add your water later and let that sand just sit there and find a way to not make it stir all up. So it's a learning experience. I'm not a professional, and this is only my second tank, so we are gonna slowly but surely get going here. I did get the 2 heaters in the return chamber. Sorry for my horrible video skills here. Can't really see them, but they're down in there. Got 2 of them. I believe they're 150 watts. I've seen people using the 300 watts. We will upgrade. These came with the tank, so I got the controller parts hung. This is the return pump. Not a huge fan of it. It doesn't run off of the battery backup. We will upgrade to probably Ecotech or something that will go with the battery backup later on. I got the current controllers. They are both set up, and I think they're programmed. It's kind of tricky if you touch any buttons like the weather or anything like that, then they change all the time and try to mimic the weather, and I don't really care about any of that. I'm trying to grow coral, so we're gonna let the Radeon do the most of that work. But yeah, here we go. Quite a process. And we did order some fish. We got a hippo tang, a couple other tangs, a yellow tang. The other tangs I'm talking about, I'm not really sure. I'll have to look at my messages with the guy, but we got a couple 6-line wrasse coming. And I do have some snails and blue-legged crabs in the 35-gallon that we're going to bring down and put them in here. Eventually, I'd like to see a little algae growth going so that I know that there's stuff to eat for them. But we got the salinity pretty much dialed in. The auto top off, I showed that. That is all going and dialed in. I'm definitely going to add some more wave makers. I'm not super worried about that yet. I do have this guy that came with it. It puts a pretty good flow in there. I figured that would be okay for right now, just doing a startup. But you can see the lights are already changing on me. This one went blue and this one's still white. Not a huge fan of that. So yeah, stay tuned. Thanks for everybody that's kind of tuning in. Subscribe, it's free. I just want to grow the channel and go from there. Thanks, guys.